Here's puzzle number 1. It's white to play and win. As a reminder, black's pawns are going down this way, white's pawns are going forward. What move should white play to win the game? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, if you said g4 check, you would be wrong. And this looks like the most obvious move in the world, forking the king and the rook. Why wouldn't you play that, right? Here's why. Black has an amazing trick. After king g6, we capture the rook, and black plays the move king h7, attacking our bishop. If you'd like to pause, what is black's idea behind running the king to h7? Well, if you had a chance to look at that and you said a stalemate trap, you are correct. First of all, we have to save our bishop. If we allow black to capture the bishop, then they're going to get a queen and win the game. So we have to move our bishop somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we move it to. Let's just choose d4. Now black is going to get the queen. Obviously, we have to take it or we're going to lose. But once we take it, black has no moves. All of these squares are taken by our pieces, and that is a very clever way to get a draw. So because of that, going all the way back to the beginning, g4 is the wrong move. All right. And so the correct move in this position is actually king to f7. And what we are doing is creating a mating net around black's king. And the idea is that black has no good moves. So for example, if you try to move your rook over to maybe get into the game like this, we simply play e4 checkmate. The pawns are doing a nice job of keeping the king trapped in along with the bishop. If the rook tries to come down here and escape like this to help support the pawn, e4 check, king has to run, bishop to f6, and then g4 is another checkmate with the pawn. So that's pretty nice. And black doesn't really have anything else that they can do. If you try to run with your king, this also leads to checkmate like this. And that's basically it. So the trick was not falling for the obvious fork and seeing that king f7 actually set up the mating net. Puzzle number 2, it's white to play and get a draw, despite the fact that white is down a bunch of material. Look at all the pieces that black has, and yet somehow white is supposed to get a draw from this position. If you'd like to pause and think through that, and then I will show you the really fascinating solution. All right, if you had a chance to look at that, the first thing, when you see this puzzle initially, it's like completely hopeless. I mean, there's so many pieces for black. Our pawns are like, what are they even doing? They're not even close to becoming queens. Our king is just randomly here. How could we possibly get a draw? And here's the idea. Knight a to c5 check forces the king to move here. Knight to d6 check is actually trapping the king. The king has nowhere to go except to take our knight. So the king takes. And now we play b4 check, forking these guys, but more importantly, there's another idea happening here. Rook takes b4, d4 check. Notice how the king is trapped, so black has to sacrifice again. b4 check, king is still trapped, so the rook has to take. d4 check, king is still trapped, so the rook has to take. c takes d4 check. And at this point, you're like, okay, well, now the king just escapes, and what is going on? Oh, wait a minute. We don't have any moves, because look at this, look at this, look at this. You see what's happening here? We just stalemated ourselves by giving away all of our pieces except the knight, which is pinned, and our king can't move. How amazing is that? Next puzzle, it's white to play and not lose, which actually looks pretty impossible in this position. Black's pawn is going down this way. White's pawns are going forward. If you'd like to pause, white to play and draw, go ahead. All right, well, if you had a chance to do that, obviously the major problem that we have is our king is completely stuck. We literally cannot move our king. And on top of that, black is about to play bishop d5 checkmate in one move. It's that simple, right? And none of our pieces look like they're in a position to prevent this. However, we do have a trick up our sleeve, and it starts by, surprise, surprise, giving away some more pieces. So b3, c4, g8 queen with check, followed by knight to f7. This is the whole point, because now if black takes it, it's a stalemate, right? We're good. We got a draw. However, it's not over yet, because black can play bishop to h7, coming here, and so now we can play knight to g5, stopping the checkmate yet again. Of course, black can keep trying, so let's just say they play bishop to d3. And now the final move of the puzzle, knight to f3. And the point is, we're going to take this with our knight if black doesn't stop us. Of course, if they take our knight, well, then we can take the pawn. This is a draw. Black can't win with only a bishop. And so the only thing black could try to do is pin our knight, which looks pretty good at first glance until you realize this is still a stalemate. We can't move our king because it's trapped, and now we can't move our knight because black just pinned it for us, and so we get this really interesting draw by stalemate. So there you go. That's how you survive in a very weird way. All right, next puzzle, it's white to play and win. What move do you play as white? As a reminder, this pawn is going this way, and this pawn is going this way. White to play and win. All right, well, if you said push the pawn, amazingly, you would be wrong, which is pretty fascinating, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. Black is going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. Kind of looks like this is an easy win, right? And so, for example, if you just go for the pawn race, what's going to happen is that after you get the queen, black goes here. They're threatening to get a queen. So you have to stop this somehow. So let's say you bring your queen over check and you're trying to stop it like this. The king's going to move here. This is actually a well-known, well, I say well-known, it's a known drawn endgame because of one trick that black has. That if we go queen b3 check, black's going to move in front of the pawn, and even though they can't push their pawn, we can't bring our king closer because it would be a stalemate. If we move here, it's just a draw, right? So we have to constantly let the king out of the way, but then black is always threatening to get the queen, drawing the game, and we just can't do anything. The only thing we can do is just keep checking and keep trying things, but eventually we get this position, black is always going to move into the corner. And so because of that, going back to the very beginning, just going for the pawn race does not help you win, okay? So the only winning move is the amazing king to e2, which, you know, it looks like we're just ignoring this and we're going to let black push. That's exactly what we're going to do. a5, king to d3. So we just leave our pawn sit there. a4, king to c3. And now we actually catch the pawn if black keeps trying to push it. But you might be thinking, wait a minute, can't black just play king to b2 here, stopping our king from coming in and getting ready to support the pawn? Didn't we just waste 2 moves? And the answer is yes, we did. However, it changes things. So check this out. Now we go back to the pawn race. Here we go. Here we go. We get our queen. Black gets a queen. And you might say, okay, so we lost some move. Now black actually has a queen. But what we've done is bring our king closer to where it needs to be. So those 2 moves, which kind of seemed like they were being wasted, actually were setting us up for this position where we have a really nice finish. So if you'd like to pause again, white to play and win from this position, what's the move? All right, if you had a chance to look at that, we can play queen to b4 check, and black has a problem in that there's not a lot of options for their king. They only have 2 legal moves, here and here, and both of them lose. If you go to a2, we simply play king to c2, and there's actually a checkmate thread over here. There's a checkmate thread here, and black doesn't have any good moves. The only checks on our king would simply lose their queen, right? Like if they move here, we could just take it. If they move here, we could just take it. If they move here or here, we just take it. And so any move that they make leads to some type of checkmate, like this, right? The other king move would be to c1, in which case we would play queen to d2 check, followed by queen to c2 checkmate. And so going back, just to kind of summarize what happened there, if we push the pawn right away, which is the most logical approach, we end up with that known drawn endgame. But by bringing the king over with these 2 moves, we reposition our king so that once we do get the queen, we have that follow-up checkmate, right? Which is what you ultimately saw. So really nice position there. This one actually fooled me when I first saw it. I thought you got to push the pawn and it looked like a draw. I didn't even see that idea. So congratulations if you somehow happened to find that. Okay, last but certainly not least, it's white to play and draw yet again. Black's pawn is going this way. What move should white play to draw? Go ahead and pause if you would like. Well, if you had a chance to look at that, let me actually explain what's going on here. So the big problem for white is that this pawn is about to become a queen. and you would like to stop it with your bishop, except the only two places that you could go to, you would simply get captured by the knight, right? And that's a big problem. The other problem is that our knights are too far away. Like if you imagine if we try to bring a knight closer, we're just one move too late and black gets the queen, right? So what are we going to do? The move is bishop to c1. And yes, there's a knight that can just take our bishop. But now we can follow that up with knight to e3. And there's an idea here that will blow your mind when you see it. So what we're going to do is play knight to e3. Of course, black's going to push and try to get a queen. We can't stop it. Our knight is not in a position to stop. I already talked about that, right? But what we can do instead is play knight to c4. And you're probably thinking that doesn't really help us. Black gets the queen. And I mean, we have a queen and two knights against two knights. Like, how are we not losing this, right? There's an amazing move here with an amazing idea behind it. If you would like to pause, what can we play here as white? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, the move is knight to d6. And there is an incredible idea here, which at first glance, it's probably hard to see it. But here's what's going on. Black probably is going to try to move their queen somewhere to get closer to our king or attack our knights or something. Let's just say they move here, attacking our knight. Maybe they're going to come over here. It looks like a good move, right? We are going to play knight to e7 check. And black's king either has to go to f8 or to h8. And wherever they go, we're going to go back to g6, check again. And notice they have to go back. And we're going to go check. And we're going to go check. And we're going to go check. And we're going to keep going check until we get a draw by perpetual check. And black's queen cannot prevent that. If we go back to the original position here, notice how the queen can't control that square. The only places the queen could go to would be here and here to control that, right? But the problem is our knight will just take the queen. We're preventing that from happening. And of course you could sacrifice your queen for the knight, but then you just have two knights against the knight, which is a draw. And there's nowhere else the queen can go that stops us from simply going back and forth. That's the amazing part about, like, anywhere you move the queen to, pick a square, it doesn't matter. We're always going to be able to do this. So it's a perpetual check trap with just our two knights and our king, even though black has a queen and two knights on the board. I mean, fascinating stuff. All right, hope you guys enjoyed these puzzles. Big thank you to Amar for showing me some of these, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.